Another shooting investigation during a holiday weekend at Jacksonville Beach. Within the last hour, we've learned new details about a 16-year-old shot at Jacksonville Beach on Memorial Day. The shooting happened at the same location of the deadly St. Patrick's Day shooting, a case that still has not been solved. Zach Wilcox just spoke to the employee who helped that teenager, and Zach joins us live now. Zach, what have you been able to find out?
Yeah, Jeannie, well, I'm showing you the 2nd Avenue North beach access here, which was covered in caution tape and flashing lights during St. Patrick's Day. And this is the same exact beach access that we just had another shooting last night that the police department is looking into. And as you mentioned, I talked with a witness who remembers vividly St. Patrick's Day and all that happened, all the commotion around here and closing early during that, was much more involved this time around when the victim wound up at his business just a couple blocks away from here.
I was expecting a pretty busy crowd because it's Memorial Day, and then around 15 minutes later, there's some guy sitting right outside the garage door who had run up the alley and was bleeding. He came inside, sat in the first chair, and just said, "I got shot."
Ian Zalawa spent the first 15 minutes of his workday at Biggie's in Jacksonville Beach selling pizza, then the next 5 hours alongside police investigating a shooting.
This came right out of the blue. Like, you never expect these things to happen.
Police say the shooting actually happened a few blocks away at the beach access near 2nd Avenue North. Jacksonville Beach police say the 16-year-old victim was shot in the leg and ran into Biggie's Pizza for help.
Our manager, Steve, got a belt, wrapped a tourniquet around his leg before firefighters came. And then maybe 10 seconds later, 6 cops stormed in, a bunch of firefighters came, evacuated the area.
2 hours later, police were called when a woman said a group of kids held a gun to her back near the Jacksonville Beach pier. Police detained 4 kids, ultimately arresting a 12-year-old for aggravated assault and a 17-year-old for possession of a firearm by a minor.
I just feel like incidents like this are more of a societal issue than they are a Jax Beach issue.
Jones says he saw many police officers out all through the weekend. Jacksonville Beach police called in other agencies to help manage crowds on and around the beach. Despite shootings in Jacksonville Beach on each of the last 2 holidays, Jones still feels safe ahead of 4th of July weekend.
The only thing that needs to be changed is if you're going to go out on the town, leave your gun at home.
And so Jacksonville Beach police are still looking for a suspect in the shooting. They do have some leads that they are following, and it was just generally a really busy weekend for them. They had 750 calls for service. That's 200 more than they had last Memorial Day weekend. In Jacksonville Beach, Zach Wilcox, First Coast News, on your side.